Chapter 9: Accomplishment Junkies. When I was just out of college, I had far fewer real and imaginary obligations, so I had a lot of time to set and accomplish goals. I established goals with jobs, sports, traveling, music, writing, and so on. I did all of that because I'm an accomplishment junkie. I get off on making lists with items to cross off. It doesn't matter if the list says buy batteries or go to grad school. All accomplishments get me high. Crossing finish lines feeds my life force. And I've always been this way. Growing up, I recall relishing in the satisfaction of finishing a book for school. Books looked so long and arduous when I first got them, but this translated into accomplishment self-esteem when I finished. Even better, I drew incredible inspiration from reading. Over time, career and family goals appropriately reduced my ability to zone out and spend hours reading, and this reduction of reading time resulted in an intimidating shelf of classic novels I have yet to read. As an accomplishment junkie, this bookshelf taunted and corroded my self-esteem. Eventually, my shelf of yet to read became the longest lasting item in my life to remain unchecked on a to-do list. Was this my Waterloo? My brain said, quit, but my heart declared, wait, this calls for a new challenge. I argued with myself, I do that a lot, and I started to cave in to my brain's logic and decided to donate my yet-to-read books to charity. I even boxed them to prove that family comes first, despite a sense of growing shame. Don't do it, screamed Dickens. You'll be sorry, Sir Walter Scott cried. Your life will be marred with all war and no peace, Tolstoy said. Well, I had them all ready to load in the car when the accomplishment junkie inside me convinced me that my charitable donation would end my quest to read everything famous, and I would also be informing my dignity and Diana Ross that there are mountains too high to climb. I would be a quitter. I looked at those boxes and I created the Yet to Read Challenge. I budgeted 15 hours a week for reading with strict page count deadlines in order to reclaim my childhood inspiration. No matter how tired I was after a long day at work, I met the requirements I'd laid out for myself. Sure, I sacrificed some free time and sleep, but it was worth it. Finish lines are not crossed without sacrifice, but my return on investment was totally worth the effort. By reading about humanity, I became a better human, and I cared more and worried less. Reading fiction helps me understand nonfiction. When I'm allowed to judge, hate, and love fake people, I learn tolerance for myself and others, and I recognize patterns of humanity that slay the panic, dread, and ennui that tries to consume us as we race around in our 24/7 never-stop culture. When I read A Tale of Two Cities before the Brothers Karamazov 1 month after Catch-22, I saw a deep connection between 18th century France, 19th century Russia, and 20th century America, which helped me see a cycle of economics and politics that doesn't seem to change. This, in turn, let me breathe and relax instead of worrying about the future. I love fiction for demonstrating how every generation has labeled their time as uniquely modern and devastatingly distraught, when the reality is that humanity is just a cycle of people fearing impending doom from some highly probable event. The specifics do change, but the themes do not. My advice? You have nothing to fear but the aggravation from fear-mongering. If you're afraid of the future, you may be living a life without accomplishments. I suggest you stop worrying and start making lists.